We have nematodes and shrimplets. Hey everybody, it's your boy Farley Bastard over here at the Botsu Bastards. Hope everybody's having a great friggin' day today. We're going to be showing you guys our red cherry shrimps, basically everything we have as far as aquariums are concerned. Now the tank that this guy is in and the tank you're going to be viewing is our coal tank, so basically any undesirables. As far as these guys are concerned, get thrown into this tank and that's that. Here, we have ghost shrimplets, little glass shrimplets, which are basically really tiny versions of this guy, who's eating his carapace, or the red cherry shrimp's carapace. Either way, they eat it because it's an extra food source, yada yada. That is a snail. We use those to help clean up, kind of keep things nice and pretty looking, plus they're pretty cool to look at, to be honest with you. And I've noticed weird behavior. So, this snail had a baby snail inside of its mouth. I didn't know what the hell it was doing, but I thought it was pretty interesting. And I figured, you know what, why not record it in case he turns around and goes back. But he didn't go back, he wound up diverting his course, which is odd for these guys, because normally they just go straight and narrow to a corner, turn around, and do the same thing back again. But he changed his course and found another baby, and wound up sucking on him for a little bit. No pun intended. Now, what I think he's doing here is basically cleaning the baby snail. I've noticed that the adults wind up getting a decent amount of algae buildup on their back because they don't move that fast, and the water current only moves at the top, not on the bottom, so they don't get much water movement over their backs either. I've definitely never seen this before, and I thought it was pretty interesting. It might be something that's not new and everybody knew about, but you know what, screw you, it's new to me, so boom, YouTube. I'm doing a feeding here. Now, I kind of try and keep the food in a certain area so they know where it's going to be. Plus, it doesn't just spread all across and get all nasty. I can keep track of it. And the food that I use to feed the shrimp, the snails, and basically everything else that's in there, little baby shrimp right there, is Tetra mini pellets, the Tetra bits. It works perfectly. It's brightly colored so you can see it. Now, another thing that I've noticed is that bracing stripe on a lot of these guys. Pretty much only the females have them, and there's a big indefinite behind it. Now, we'll get back to that in a minute. Those are egg sacs from the snails. Basically, they incubate for about 30 or 40 days or so, and then they hatch out and just start causing a ruckus like that little guy right there. There's a little perch we got. Tried to make this as naturalistic feeling as possible, and I think I was able to achieve that. Now, you'll notice the
bacterial bloom.
That's definitely naturalistic, let me tell you that much. The shrimp eat it, they don't mind it. It's, I kind of don't want it there because it's kind of hard for me to keep track of the shrimp's diet and things like that because I don't know the nutritional values of that
Bacterial bloom.
But they've been eating it for about a week after I got them, so about a month and a half now, maybe a month. And it doesn't seem to have any detrimental effect on them or any of the aquatic life that co-inhabits the aquarium with them. So it's just unsightly, and I can't keep track of their diet, so I basically took a bunch of activated carbon and sprinkled it all along it, and it's disappearing over time, so that's definitely a plus. Activated carbon is good and bad. We'll get into that in another video. We are going to get back onto the racing stripe. Now, I honestly think that it's basically a call to nature, or what have you. It's a mating call. Certain birds build pretty nests, certain plumages have certain colorations and things like that, or they have certain songs. Bears and cats leave pheromones and things like that. I think that these shrimp get the stripe because you can clearly see the eggs. That bright, almost orangey glow inside of the shrimp is where the eggs are, and I honestly think that's all it is. It's just letting other males know, hey, I'm fertile, I'm ready to do the do and start breeding, which is what we're aiming for here. Now, I know another thing you guys are noticing are these little worms and nematodes. So basically, they're roundworms. They're not detrimental to the tank. They show up whenever there's too much detritus or you overfeed them. This is kind of throwing me for a loop though, because this tank is only a month old, and I have definitely not been overfeeding. But hey, what are you gonna do? I got things that are eating stuff that my top dwellers can't get to. Once they eat all of it, they'll die off and fly away. So we're good there. Now, the substrate that I use is the fluval shrimp stratum. I have a thin layer of Eco Complete on the bottom, and then a layer of the fluval shrimp stratum. I've used it for about a month now. I did notice within a week that the pH levels did dip a little bit, which wasn't a bad thing at all. And all of the plants that I have inside of there are just thriving in there. Granted, I don't have any planted plants, but that's fine. It creates a nice little hidey spot for your shrimplets and other small invertebrate that you're breeding. So here is a snail in all of its glory. They leave a little thin slime layer so they can basically attach themselves to wherever they are in case they get picked off by the current. And I'm thinking that's what happened to this little guy, so this is him just floating around. Thought it was pretty funny. Now here we have a bit of a nice macro shot of one of our snails in action. He's basically just devouring that
Bacterial bloom.
on top of that piece of driftwood.
Alright guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe button, like and comment down below. And as always, be the best bastard you can be.